When you arrive, you discreetly move towards the side of the floating island, and you see many vintagely dressed people and Pokemon have overrun the foundation. The boat drifts towards a small hatch on the wall, and everyone climbs out of it and enters a tiny entryway. This takes you into a medium-sized air vent, and though it's cramped, everyone can at least get organized. Alright everybody, split up into your teams and meet back in front of the main doorway when you nab the key cards, huh? If you get lost, look at the maps Gork gave you. Everyone nods their heads in agreement and splits into their various teams. You, Lily, and Buddy are one of the teams, and you travel a ways into the vent until you come to an exit that leads to the main objective. Team Buddy's living quarters for all their members, aka the Dandy Dorms! You hop down from the air vent and examine the foundation. The interior has been entirely redone with a beautiful vintage style, and at this point you have to go through the Dandy Dorms and find the Team Buddy member holding keycard number 1. You can explore a couple different areas attached to the dorms, including a bunch of living rooms, a small diner that's been set up on the floor above you, and even a game room with people playing billiards and cards. And all the while, you get to battle Team Buddy grunts. Among your exploration of the area, you'll find yourself on the diner floor when a jukebox starts rolling. You're unsure what's happening, and that's when you see a familiar face dance up next to you.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes, player? Did you decide to finally join the care path instead of that boorish island trial path? Since I am one of the top trainers in the program, I'd be delighted in helping you catch up with Team Buddy's friendship methods.
In a shocking, well, maybe not that shocking, turn of events, Chris has become buddyized. She's still pompous, though. I guess some things not even brainwashing can wipe away. And as you might have guessed, the keycard you need is in her grasp. You battle Buddy as Chris, who uses a Steelix, Meganium, Slowking, and Donphan. All her Pokemon are tough, but the Steelix especially takes up so much space in the room that it's almost like you're battling a Colossus of old. Once you've made the monster fall, Chris is one of the lucky people who wakes up from her happy trance.
Whoa, what the... Player? What are you doing here? Everything is such a blur.
She isn't entirely sure what's happening, but gives you the keycard she's holding.
I don't know what's going on, but if you need this keycard, then you can have it. I don't even remember who gave it to me or why I had it.
You fill Chris in on everything, and at that moment, Lily and Buddy run into the area. They're ready to fight, but when they see that you've taken care of the situation, they relax slightly.
Oh man, I was totally ready to battle too, Buddy. I've been working on the moves you taught me with Wigglytuff. Flying kick!
Hey, that was pretty good, little Lil. You'll get your chance soon enough. The player here is just too dang good at Pokemon battling, huh? Save some for the rest of us, ankle batter! As all of you catch up, a loud beeping sound breaks through your conversation and you receive an alert on your Ether decks. Actually, make it double. The other two strike teams have run into some problems trying to get their keycards, and they're asking for backup. It's at this point in the game that you have a choice of where you go next and which keycard you pursue. You can choose to go to either the Grand Ether Kitchen Complex or the Lucid Labs. But for the sake of the story, let's go to the Ether Kitchen first. You return to the vent with Lily, Chris, and Buddy staying behind to try and help all the other people in the dorms become unbuddyized, and you work your way through the air ducts. Now, it's a little bit of a maze to solve, which is very much intentional. There will be different pathways to crawl through, some spaces that are full of lucid mist you have to avoid, hidden switches that turn on and off certain fans, and it's overall quite the puzzle. I don't think Lucamine thought anyone would be crawling through here for the fate of the world, so I'll give her a pass on how confusing it all is. When you work out the right way to go, you'll pop out of a vent somewhere on the main floor, near the kitchen if the savory aroma in the air is anything to go by. You follow the scent, which leads you through beautifully vintage hallways before you enter a large doorway with a sign that reads the Grand Ether Kitchen. The sign was definitely not lying, as a massive multi-roomed kitchen is spread before you. A couple Team Buddy grunts and their Pokemon are helping prepare food for the gala, mixing in some good old-fashioned lucid mist, which makes the food 1000% sweller. And at the far end of the kitchen, you see three dapperly dressed people that don't look like your typical grunts. You work your way over to the trio, battling past Team Buddy chefs trying to dissuade you, and as you approach them, you see they've captured and tied up Guzma, Hilda, and Rosa, and are about to force-feed them some quote-unquote delicious Jello remoraid salad they've made with a special lucid mist sauce.
I told both of you that trying to disguise ourselves to get the key wasn't gonna work. Y'all are so stupid!
But how could they see through my mustache disguise? What did you just call us? I have 15 million followers. So, if that makes me stupid, then, you're even dumber, 'cause you probs don't have any.
Before the dandy people can force your allies to eat their disgusting food, you call out to them, and they turn around to greet you in unison. They speak not with words, but with song. You see, these three are the barbershop chorus of Unova, Silent, Chili, and Cress. And as they sing explain, they were hired by Team Buddy to cater this extravagant gala. They caught these ruffians trying to steal a keycard from them, and now they're punishing these undandy folks by having them taste test some new Lucid Mist food they've cooked up. You're not gonna let that fly on your watch, and you engage them in a fight. Kind of a cool detail here, but you actually get to battle Silent, Chili, and Cress in a triple battle. It's only fitting to do this with a trio of people from Unova, and they use a Semi-Sage, Semi-Poor, and Semi-Seer. You show them that their battling ability could still use some spice added to it, and your Pokemon knock these subdued chefs into the wall. They slowly regain a non-dandy consciousness and look around, somewhat dazed. They see you standing in a battle position and assume you're the one who rescued them, and so they give you the second keycard as a reward, alongside a Gracium Z. You untie your captured friends.
Oh my god. Could you, go any slower? I've seen blindfolded slowpokes move faster than you.
And when they're free, they leave the Grand Kitchen to go get ready for the final showdown against Team Buddy. We're not quite ready for that just yet, as you still have to get one more keycard to open the gala door, and so you return to the air ducts once more. After another mini-maze, you pop out at the lowest point in the Foundation, the secret Lucid Laboratories. The labs, like the rest of the Foundation, have taken on an old-school theme, although it seems more sinister than the happy vibe the rest of the building usually gives off. As you walk through the labs, you battle some Team Buddy scientists hanging around and discover why exactly this area feels so foreboding as you come across the Pokemon Experiments room. Now, we've talked at length about how Team Buddy, the self-admitted swell organization, uses a special substance called Lucid Mist to buddyize, aka brainwash, people into becoming happy and joining their swell ranks. Well, it turns out this idea of buddyizing can also affect Pokemon, and the lab you've entered is where Team Buddy has been buddyizing and converting Pokemon into friendlier fairy-type versions of themselves. There are chambers with Pokemon being heavily dosed with Lucid Mist, and as you've probably figured out by now, buddyized Pokemon are actually what you've been seeing on many occasions throughout this game. Now, if you want to specifically know what types of buddyized Pokemon you could capture in this game, you can go over and check out this other video I've made, which has a list of all of them, including their new typings and new abilities. Okay, getting back to the story, you trek onwards into the Ether Labs and enter a new room that's a lot more creepy than the previous one. A blue tint glows on everything, and as you walk through the abandoned desks and 1950s machinery, you notice that many tubes are scattered about with Nihilego in them. Most of the creatures seem fine, but occasionally you do see some that look deflated, for lack of a better word, and have had all of their venom drained from them. You explore this new room, and this is where you learn some important goings-on at Team Buddy. There's a chair with restraints on it, and a deflated Nihilego canister connected to a tube of Lucid Mist. Nearby, there's a small audio log that will actually give you details on everything that's happened here.
Hello, it's Aether Scientist BA5. And today is the start of Project Jellybrain. Big news of today is that we've just pitched the idea of using Nihilego venom in tandem with Lucid Mist to make a new substance to buddyize people. We're going to have to research this a lot more, but I have a really good feeling about what we're calling Nihilucid Mist. Okay, so our preparations with the Nihilego venom and Lucid Mist are almost done. I've found a way to integrate them together seamlessly, and if the early test results are accurate, the resulting Nihilucid Mist should be 300 times more potent than the Lucid Mist buddyizing. Today's the day we finally conduct human testing with the Nihilucid Mist. We have a volunteer lined up already, and surprise, surprise, she seems very happy to be here. What's your name, darling?
Why, it's Cynthia, Doctor.
Cynthia. What a marvelous name. How'd you feel about your upcoming procedure?
Golly, I'm just so happy to help Team Buddy and become even friendlier.
Well, I think we're good to go for test number 1. Earplugs in, everyone. And... okay, hit it! Good news is that the Nihilucid Mist was a complete success, and subject Cynthia has shown no signs of waking up from the enhanced buddyization. She's been exposed to shock, fear, and even a mild antidote, and still remains in her blissful, yet creepy, dandy state. The bad news, on the other hand, is that the Nihillucid mist seems to have had an adverse side effect.
The audio log definitely has some intriguing info that's going to come into play soon, mainly the idea of Team Buddy harnessing Nihiligo venom to amplify their evil deeds. You continue exploring the ominous lab to see what else you can uncover. As you roam the area, you soon stumble upon a couple of your strike team members, Flint and Ulani, struggling against a group of loose Nihiligo. The space monsters are wrapping around your friends, and you jump in to save them. Your Pokemon dodge the constricting and poison-imbued tentacles, and ultimately send the Nihiligo from back whence they came. After you've knocked out the aggressive monsters, your companions say that Nanu and Dulce got separated from them when those Nihiligo broke free. They ask you to find them, and they'll stay in this room and help all the Pokemon entangled in buddyizing experiments escape. Sounds like a plan, and you move on from the Nihiligo room and go through a small corridor. As you're walking, the lights flicker, and you hear some creepy sounds. Seems like you're going the right way if these spooky noises are anything to go by, and you round a corner and bump into Dulce and Nanu. They're stopped dead cold at the sight in front of them. At the far end of the hall, you see two swellly dressed girls. One of them you don't recognize, but she looks similar to the Ultra Recon Squad member, so you assume it's Zossie, the person Dulce mentioned. And the other you recognize as Acerola, although she looks a little bit different than before.
Come and play with us, Dulcie and Nanu, forever and ever and ever.
Nanu and Dulce are petrified at seeing their family turned into vintage husks of their former selves, and they can't in good conscience act against them. Thankfully, you're here to set things right, and you tag in to battle the duo. On Buddy-Eyes Zossie's team, she has a Buddy-Eyes Dugtrio and Clefable, while Acerola has a Buddy-Eyes Frostlass and Sableye. You defeat the two children, and they stagger backwards as their faces become decidedly less dandy. They slowly collapse to the ground, exhausted, and Dulce and Nanu are overrun with worry and dash over to them. Dulce uses a futuristic device to analyze their current health.
They appear to be all right, but the shock of being unbuddyized has drained all their energy.
We need to take them back to Po Town to recover. Dulce agrees, and the two of them gently pick up Zossie and Acerola. They turn to leave the room, and as they do, Dulce talks to you briefly.
Forgive us, player. We must ensure our teammates are all right. I'm sure you can handle this, though, as your skill is rather admirable. Here, take this. This was in Zossie's purse.
Dulce hands you the final keycard you need, and with that, he and Nanu leave the Ether Foundation to go back to Poford. Now that you have all the keycards, you gallantly rush back into the vents and go to the large gala door on the main floor. All of the squad members still at the Foundation have gathered here, and they're all getting prepped for the final showdown. Hey, you're back, player! And you got all the keycards too, huh? Slam them into the door and let's get ready to rumble! You insert the keys into the door, and it plays a little jingle as it slowly opens. The song suddenly turns hostile, though, and the door slams shut, and alarms and sirens start to blare. Attention, all you dandy members of Team Buddy. We have some naughty intruders attempting to crash our lovely gala. Please escort our new friends to the salon.
Well, that's just great, ain't it? We should have gone through the vents like I said earlier.
Like, do we have to? I just fixed my nails, and any more time in those gross things are totes gonna mess with my complexion. Oh my gosh, suck it up! The fate of Alola's free will is at stake. It's just some vents.
Are we sure there's no other way to get in? Wigglytuff doesn't like tight spaces.
Hey, come on, you guys. The region ain't gonna save itself. Let's just go through them all, right, Full Pop? Fine. All right, let's go through the vents, everyone. Gooseman, grab the antidote containers, and everybody, follow me. Alolan Muck uses its raw, untamed strength to rip off a large vent by the gala door, and everybody quickly enters it before the swell security can show up. You travel through the vent a little ways, and as you're crawling your way through, you hear some creaks and groans. Everyone freezes. Instantly, part of the vent gives out, and both you and Buddy crash right into the middle of the main gala chamber. Ugh! Buddy turns to make sure you're alright, and then notices literally every member of Team Buddy in the room is smiling at the both of you. And what a room it is! It's the main chamber of the Foundation, which is usually a Pokemon conservation habitat, but it's gotten a drastic makeover. A large staircase is set up in front of you, with a vintage-looking machine on top of it that has large canisters of blue liquid attached to it. One side of the room has a smaller stage with a woman and her band playing many of the classic hits from yesteryear. The other side of the room is a classy art exhibit where the paintings Mina created are proudly displayed, and many tables have been set up amidst the classy atmosphere with Team Buddy members, buddy-ized people, and Pokemon sitting at them, enjoying their delicious supper. There's also a thick haze of lucid mist in the air, which if you don't do something about quickly, could definitely cause your master plan to go down in flames. Aw, what the heck? The rest of the vents rattle and shake, and they soon crash down into the gala room. Everyone appears to be fine, and when they've regained their composure and assessed the situation, they all naturally start to freak out.
Yo, no way, man. That's that misty stuff that made me and Plumeria get all... No way, man. I ain't doing that again.
Guzma loses his cool and rips open the lucid mist antidote containers without a second thought.
No! Don't do it, Guzma!
Lily's concern falls on deaf ears as Guzma has already opened the canisters and released the antidote into the air. Unfortunately, there's too much lucid mist in the room and the antidote is swallowed up immediately and dissipates before it can help anybody. What the hell, man? Sorry, Lil. We were supposed to wait until we had the leader taken down. We went over this like 100 times in the plan.
Don't you notice the fact that there's all that misty stuff around? I ain't going back to being schmoopy.
What the heck are you talking about? You just wasted our one shot at saving everyone. What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know. I was gonna wing it. Get off my case, shrimp.
Guzma is flustered and the cloud of lucid mist starts closing in on your group. Some of the strike team members start giggling and smiling, and you notice that Team Buddy grunts and their Pokemon have made a loose circle around you. Ulani, with an uncharacteristic smile, powers through her fit of giggling and calls out her two cannon. It uses defog on the space around you, and it's created a safe area free of lucid mist for you and your team to regroup at. Everyone starts to regain their cognizance, and Hilda, not wanting to be upstaged, decides to help out. She calls the flying type you gave her out and uses its gust to make the fog-free zone a lot bigger. Now at this point in the story, you and the rest of the Verbanks Lodge strike team are all battling Team Buddy grunts within the massive gala. Your goal is to hopefully cause enough of a ruckus that Team Buddy's leader will show up, and I'd say your team is doing a pretty good job. Rosa is crushing it with her Mimikyu, Flint is causing a carnage with his Magmortar, Ulani is taking on Buddy Grunts with her starter while her Toucanon is clearing the air. Your boy Guzma, though he made a mistake, is trying to make up for it by showing destruction with his Golisopod. Lily and Wigglytuff are agitating the gravel, Buddy is using his Alolan Muck's raw power to clean up the friendly foes, and Hilda is texting on the back of her flying Pokemon. As you work your way through the gala, flying on your right Braviary to clear a path through the fog and dodging lucid mist spray guns and stray hands trying to pull you to a blissful demise, the lights will dim and a spotlight will shine at the top of the grand staircase. A fashionable woman you recognize as Lucamine, albeit a Team Buddy version of her, makes a grand debut and the gala explodes with polite clapping.
Oh, golly, thank you everyone for the friendly welcome. The main event is right here behind me, so soon we can truly begin our delightful gala. Oh, Lilith, there you are. I knew you would come home to your family eventually. Please come and give your mommy a hug, darling.
At the debut of the Foundation's Quaintrell president, you peer back into the fog and see Lily freaking out at the sight of her buddy-ized mother, and Buddy and Wigglytuff are trying to comfort her and give her a pep talk. He locks eyes with you and motions for you to get up there and deal with Lucamine. With a new goal set, you continue battling through the fog, taking down Team Buddy members and Buddy-ized people alike, and your ballroom blitzing eventually leads you to the base of the large staircase. Lucamine and other important members of Team Buddy, like Cynthia and Kukui, are politely talking to one another at the top of the stairs, and as you're about to go up there and confront them, a large explosion happens behind you. It appears Guzma has made an executive decision to blow a hole in the wall with his Golisopod, and Ulani and Hilda are using their flying-type Pokemon to dispel all the lucid mist in the air out of the building. Soon the Gala Chamber is free of the buddyizing substance, and you can put your ride Pokemon away and walk on foot now. This is a small victory for you and your team, but there's still the problem of Guzma having wasted the buddyizing antidote earlier, which is, to put it lightly, a very big problem. You take a step up the stairs and the lights dim once more. A spotlight shines right at the top, and this time a vaguely familiar man and a woman that you don't recognize appear on the scene. Confetti launches as they show up, and if the applause Lusamine got was loud, then this applause is downright deafening. Jerry! Lily and Buddy run up beside you, and your greaser friend is downright stunned as he gapes at the newly appeared woman.
Is that really her, Buddy? But then who is...
Your gaze shifts from the Buddy-ized version of Cherry, Buddy's former admin and current member of the Verbanks Lodges, to the dapper man escorting her. Their eyes lock, and the man smirks as Buddy's eyes go wide. Ah, there I am. What a pleasant surprise to see me here. Lily makes sure Buddy is okay as he's dropped to his knees. The man atop the stairs gives cordial words and handshakes to all the grunts and Buddy-ized people as he's walking down. It can't be. There's no way.
What's happening, Buddy?
Why don't I formally introduce myself? I'm the true leader of Team Buddy, Mr. Buddy. I'm nowhere near as pathetic as that pompadour-wearing oaf you know. I'm the superior Buddy in the multiverse, and I'm here to share my friendship with all. Bullcrap! You took Jerry from me, asshole! Sorry, Lily. That's one way to see it, or you could look at it as me saving her from you. I know you better than anyone else does, and I know if Cherry were to stay with you, you'd just take her for granted until a horrible fate befell her, most likely caused by your own negligence. I mean, I literally just walked up and took her to one of my swell salons. Where were you, Buddy? Buddy grinds his teeth in rage and rushes up the stairs to kick his doppelganger's butt. All his strategy has been thrown out the window, and he's casually tossed back down the stairs by Buddy-Eyes Cynthia and her Garchomp. He lands in a heap at the bottom next to Lily, and tons of Team Buddy grunts surround them. Ugh, that's the new leader. I know he sorta looks like me, but that ain't me. Not anymore. Go take him out, player, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, don't worry about me and Buddy. We've got this.
Hey, yeah we do, little Lil. Let's crush some cubes. You give the greaser finger guns, which means okay in greaser speak, and step up to the stairs. Oh, it seems you're another fool that's following my doppelganger's stupidity. I've known many trainers like you before, and they always seem to think my methods are wrong, though they are the most effective. I'll allow the fashionable 4 to handle you, and if you can make it through them, maybe you aren't worthless after all. Come along, my darling Cherry. Let's finish the machine, Evil Buddy turns around to go work on the strange machine with Buddy as Cherry vacantly following him, and you start climbing the staircase to take part in one of the biggest challenges of this hypothetical game. The Fashionable 4. This is a pseudo-elite 4 you'll be challenging in the gala room, and as you're climbing the grand staircase, you'll have to beat 4 powerful trainers consecutively to advance the story. The first trainer you battle is Buddy Eyes Kukui. He's on the first landing of stairs and compliments you on making it this far. He is concerned you're still hanging around with that greaser guy, but says that once he defeats you, he'll make sure to give you a choice spa appointment. He uses a Buddy-Eyes version of the final form of whatever starter is weak against yours, a Snorlax, one of my England region Lycanrocs, and a Braviary on his team. Turns out his former experience with studying Pokemon moves is carried over to his Buddy-Eyes version, and he uses just the right attacks to deal optimal damage to your team. If you can outclass and defeat him, he says,
Well, Team Buddy is in a pickle now, because you're certainly strong-o Rooney, kiddo. Hopefully the others can show you we mean no harm and just want to help people be happy.
Kukui steps aside with a smile, but strangely enough, doesn't snap out of being Buddy-Eyed. The next trainer you battle is Buddy-Eyed Lusamine. She's the swellest president the Ether Foundation has ever had, dare I call her my waifu, and before your battle, she talks a lot about how she wants a beautiful and happy family.
Oh, fiddlesticks. You're the naughty little trainer that's been instilling such stubborn behavior into my precious Lilith, aren't you? I certainly expected better from someone chosen for my Alola adventure. I suppose I'll have to fix you and then Lilith. Mother only wants what's best for her darling children, after all.
When you face Lusamine, she uses a Clefable, Lopunny, Lilligant, Milotic, and Beware. Her indoctrinated smile is as hollow and vapid as the others, and her fighting style has an intriguing balance of beauty and intensity. When you've beaten her, she doesn't turn back to normal either, which at this point is becoming an alarming pattern with the Fashionable 4, and instead flashes a creepy smile as she hugs you, then steps aside. The third character you battle in this swell gauntlet is Buddy Eyes Cynthia.
I am all sorts of disappointed in your behavior today, darling. But don't worry. After I win this battle, Mommy will certainly help you take your lucid mist medicine.
She fluffs her fur and delicately reaches into her purse to call out her lovely Pokemon friends. On her team, she uses a Buddy Eyes Garchomp, Buddy Eyes Gallade, Glaceon, Lucario, and Togekiss. The dizzying mist she emits has transformed the battlefield into a special lucid mist terrain, which means that your Pokemon's accuracy is sharply decreased. Cynthia uses that to her advantage, and her Pokemon leap out of the fog for fast attacks before diving back in. Cynthia's giggling echoes all throughout the showdown, and when you defeat her, the fog she's emitting dissipates, and she calms herself to a simple smile. Like Kukui and Lucamine before her, she doesn't turn back to normal, and you feel her staring at you as you jog past her to the top of the staircase. It's here you find evil Mr. Buddy and Sherry working on the mysterious machine you saw earlier, and the sinister twin turns around with a crooked smile. So, you beat 3 of the fashionable 4, eh? And now you're wondering who the 4th member is. Well, obviously it's me, but before we battle, why don't you relax for a moment? Stress isn't good for you, so please, take a seat and we can talk as I finish my grand machine. No! Cherry, please. I don't want you to get hurt. We finally found happiness in this cold, dark world, and until we're able to give you a relaxing Nihilusive spa like the others, I'd rather you weren't exposed to extraneous circumstance. Evil Buddy looks surprisingly hesitant, but eventually concedes and gives Cherry a quick peck on the cheek and solemnly says, "Please, be careful, love." Cherry smiles vacantly and approaches you for your final fashionable 4 fight. She uses a team consisting of a Blissey, Buddy Eyes Gardevoir, a Slurpuff, a Aromatisse, and her favorite Pokemon Crocodile, who thankfully hasn't undergone Buddyization augmentations yet. The battle is long fought, but you and your Pokemon eventually prevail against her. She falls to her knees in defeat and starts to break free from the swellness. Cherry, regaining her mind, prompts Evil Buddy to whip around, his eyes in a frenzy. "What have you done, you insolent swaddle?" Evil Buddy rushes to Cherry's side and tries to talk her back into unquestioning happiness. It somewhat works, although not fully, and Bad Mr. Buddy, sometimes known as Batty, becomes enraged and glares at you. "I see you've been learning all the wrong lessons from my lesser self. You know, he was once evil like me, right? We'll take it from a version of Mr. Buddy who's gone through hell and back. He wasn't wrong with what he tried. The world is an unkind and cruel place, and I learned that firsthand when I lost someone close to me. My dream was to make the world joyous and friendly, a safe place where everybody could belong, and that's exactly what I did. After knowing true loss and pain, I made my realm into a world of joy, but not even all the love in the world could bring back my beloved. I felt hopeless in my despair, and that was when a light arrived. A young girl claiming to be from another dimension. We showed her the joys of Team Buddy, and she showed us her world's advanced technology. It was then I realized I could fill the broken hole in my heart with a long-lost love from another world. Yeah, but you picked the wrong world, bub. Behind you is standing Greaser Buddy and Lily. They're weary from battling wave after wave of Team Buddy members, but they're here now and are ready to throw down to save Alola.
If you think we're just going to lay dead and let you take our loved ones, then you have another thing coming, you Mickey-suited candy clod!
Hey, you are getting so good at that, Lily!
Are you sure I said the right stuff? I'm so embarrassed.
Hey, don't be little Lil. We're gonna stop evil me and my crazy Nihiligo Lucimus plan. Did you really think using the Nihilucid Mist was my master plan? I used it to ensure I'd have friends to help me forever, but that wasn't my main scheme, not even close. I know if I were to gallivant away from here with Cherry and all the newfound friends I've made, that you and your ragtag group of misfits wouldn't stop chasing us until somebody yielded. That's just one of the unfortunate characteristics we have in common, buddy. So in order to nip this problem in the bud, I've found a way to make sure that nobody, not you, not Lilith, not the Verbig slodges, will try to stop me. I'm going to merge your dimension with my own buddyized world, and that way we can all be happy together. Unfortunately, all of you are going to be overwritten, but Cherry will finally be with somebody who loves and appreciates her. You can't force people to be your friends, and you certainly can't do that to Cherry. I don't know what your Cherry was like, but my Cherry would slap me silly if I said I was going to do something like this. As if on cue, Cherry turns to stare at Greaser Buddy, and her smiling demeanor seems rather conflicted as she mumbles things, acting rather unswell. Seeing this, Evil Buddy rushes to her side. Hey, now's our chance, Lodges. Lily, if you and the player can distract Less Cool Me, I'll sweep in and get Cherry.
Right! Let's go, player! Wigglytuff! Yeah!
Wiggly! Lily and Wigglytuff run up to ambush Evil Buddy and successfully separate him from the still confused Cherry. You dash up there and get your Pokemon ready for the impending skirmish.
Now's your chance, buddy! Take Cherry and get out of here! We'll cover you!
Hey, you got this, Lil, but be careful. I'm sure Less Cool Me ain't no pushover, you dig? My plan will benefit everyone. A world free of pain, of anguish. Friendship can reign and all can be happy. Why must you insist on denying me happiness? You and Lily have a double battle against evil Mr. Buddy, and Lily uses a Wigglytuff, while the doppelganger has a Gardevoir, Musharna, Salazzle, Malamar, and a Wigglytuff of his own. You and Lily don't yield in the battle, though it is incredibly hard because he packs quite a punch with his friendly Pokemon, and Lily especially is determined to help Greaser Buddy as much as he was determined to help her earlier. It's a lengthy battle, so I hope you brought enough full restores to share, and you soon coordinate a powerful takedown attack with Lily that slams Evil Buddy and his team to the ground. His breathing is strained, and his body is barely moving. You fools. There's a moment of respite right now as Batty has collapsed in anguish on the floor, and you and Lily take advantage of the calm to jog over to Greaser Buddy. He's moved slightly away from the battlefield and large dimensional merging machine, and he's holding Cherry, making sure she's okay. Thankfully, she's returning back to normal. Cherry, are you alright? Well, I mean, I knew you could, but Danny and Rosie thought I should check in on you, so, you know, gotta keep the Slodges happy, huh? Well, I mean, what can I say, baby? I traveled across the sea to get you, doll. Hey, didn't even faze me. Well, Captain might disagree, but... Oh! By the way, Cherry, this is Lil and the player. They've been helping me fix everything.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Cherry. Buddy's told us a lot about you. Well, maybe we don't need to talk about all of this right now.
As you, Lily, Cherry, and Buddy have a wonderful reunion amidst your supposed victory, you fail to notice a certain villain has crawled to their dimensional merging machine. As much fun as getting hung out to dry is, we better finish things up here quick, huh? We got the leader down and out, so we just gotta lock him up and then we can help Lily's family. Wait, where'd I go? I refuse to lose Cherry again, especially to a pathetic failure like you! Mr. Buddy has moved to the dimensional merging machine, and he rips canisters of Nihilusive Mist off of the tech and douses himself in them. He's laughing maniacally, nay, insanely as he does this, and all of the commotion has attracted the attention of some stray Nihiligo by the interdimensional machine. Yes! Join me, Nihiligo! Help me reclaim my love and give this world friendship! Hey, I don't know, but we better get out of here quick. Come on! Buddy tries to get everyone off the platform before anything bad can happen, but it's too late. Evil Buddy is merged with the Nihiligo and the Nihilusive Mist of Team Buddy's creation and has become a swell-bringing monstrosity, the Father Beast. Now nobody can say no to the joy I bring. Come here, Cherry, my darling. Be with me. Let me love you. The father beast uses one of his tentacles to grab Cherry, and he rips her away from Buddy. She tries to break free, but the father beast's grasp is absolute. I'll never let you go again, Cherry. I'm sorry I failed you before, but now we can be happy forever. No one can tear us apart. Hey! Martian Man! Let it go! The father beast turns with a cocked eyebrow, and upon seeing your ragtag group ready to battle, uses his myriad of tentacles to slam you, Buddy, and Lily away. Not so fast, insolent, unhappy hooligans! Ugh! Hey! You gotta stop it, me! Do you understand that what you're doing isn't just evil, but freaking insane? You can't force friendship! That's like the one thing I learned! The simple pompadour man is talking. Fascinating! Do go on. You worthless simpleton. I have more friends and love in my life than you can possibly comprehend. I pity you, Buddy. You and your lack of beautitude. Just shut the heck up, man! Give Cherry back and crawl away to your own lame world. We don't want none of your crap here. I know what your problem is now, Buddy. You haven't lost somebody the way I have. I'll show you that we are one and the same. I lost a dear friend, and now you will too. What are you saying? The father beast's body gestates and pulses until an erratic ultra wormhole generates beside him. In an instant, one of his tentacles shoots out for an unsuspecting Lily.
Buddy?
No! Buddy dashes in front of little Lil to protect her, and his evil twin smiles cruelly as his tentacles wrap around and strangle the heroic greaser. He drags Buddy's struggling body up to his eye level, and his expression oozes cruelty. How does it feel to fail? It hurts, doesn't it? You won't be here to help your precious Cherry or Lilith anymore. Cherry! Lily! How pitiful. A man who seeks only friendship dying without nary a friend in sight. It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. Tears form in Buddy's eyes. He looks at Cherry, Lily, and you hopelessly. Huh? You have one last thing to say to me? What is it? I'm just dying to know. Get bent! The father beast smiles wickedly and hurls Buddy into the ravenous ultra wormhole.
No!
As he's falling, he reaches out for his slodges. The interdimensional wormhole going who knows where fizzles away into the air, and you've now lost Greaser Buddy. The father beast laughs in triumph and gloats over his victory. Well, that was certainly dramatic. Now, if there's no other me's I should know about, who's up for some supper? Our gala is catered with only the finest. Oh! The father beast receives a punch to the face courtesy of Lily and Wigglytuff, who are on the verge of breaking down.
What did you do? Where is Buddy? Bring him back!
Even if I wanted to, which I can assuredly say I do not, who knows where he's ended up? I gave him a one-way ticket to a dimension at the far corner of the multiverse. As he dies alone, maybe he'll learn a lesson or two. This answer enrages Lily, and she and Wigglytuff charge at him once more. They get a few good hits in, but the Tentacle Man eventually gets tired of their antics and tosses them harshly to the side. Lily and Wigglytuff collide with the dimensional merger machine, and sparks fly out of it as it summons numerous portals to random worlds. Lily and Wigglytuff collide with the dimensional merger machine, and sparks fly out of it as it summons portals to random worlds. Lily gives a surprise shriek and tries to turn the evil device off, but whatever she's doing is only making things worse. What have you done, brat? Step aside before you ruin everything! Evil Buddy tries to go to the machine to fix it, but you step in front of him heroically. If he wants to do anything bad, he's gotta go through you first. He snarls at your misplaced heroism and calls out his Pokemon to battle you amidst all the ultra wormholes and dimensions warping around you. On Father Beast Mr. Buddy's team, he has a team that's similar to what you fought before, with a few differences. When he doused himself with Nihilusive Mist earlier, most of his Pokemon became buddyized and gained a partial fairy typing. His new team for your final battle against him consists of Buddy-Eyes Gardevoir, Buddy-Eyes Musharna, Buddy-Eyes Salazzle, Buddy-Eyes Malamar, Wigglytuff, and the final Pokemon you have to fight is actually the Father Beast himself! The Father Beast has a typing of Fairy Poison and has an incredibly high defense, which it offsets with a lot of poison stalling. The battle is intense because not only is reality warping around the two of you, but the Father Beast still has Cherry within his grasp. A lot's riding on this, but you and your Pokemon stay on target through the poisonous harm befalling you. You deliver a game-winning attack against the monstrosity, and that causes Evil Buddy to scream in pain and unmerge from the tentacled Pokemon. Ah! He's back in human form, and though he's but a weak man now, he scrambles to try and get to the machine Lily is unsuccessfully operating. Before he can reach it, however, the machine gives off a deep rumbling sound, followed by Lily yelling, "Oh no." The screen distorts and tears, dimensional portals rapidly open and swirl around the Foundation, and everyone starts to panic and dive for cover. Amidst the chaos, evil Mr. Buddy calls out to Cherry, and the machine ramps up into overdrive. Everything ripples, flashes, and pulses, and a gigantic explosion of light swallows the entire Foundation.